how is this? I mean, I know it's cliched and everybody says sum it up or whatever, but if you can, what are some of the like things you basically remember for the last, whatever decade or whatever you guys been with Anberlin, and how, what like the memories of it? I mean, obviously they're good memories, or you wouldn't have stuck around so long. But what kind of like sticks out? What was like, holy shit, this is what we're doing?
There's just been
there's so many moments. It's just like the first time we played Russia as a band, it was like, we are in a band that just got asked to fly to Russia and play a show, or like going into playing in China. It's
especially being 80s babies. It's like in the early 80s. Like when I grew up, it was like you couldn't even go to Russia.
I know, yeah.
So that was never even a concept when you were younger. Like, man, I'd really like to go. So and like you're saying, like China, all these places. Like if we weren't in a band, why would I ever go there? What reason would we ever be there? So it's just been an amazing run of just life experiences and like gone to places you just never really thought you'd be.
Yeah.
So.
Just the touring itself, going places that you would never otherwise have gotten to.
Yeah,
it's like free travel, And playing shows just the perk on the side.
Free travel, but not necessarily vacation. I mean, sometimes you're in, we could be in a country for like 12 hours. So I get home from tour and my buddies would be like, "How's Thailand?" I was like, "I don't know." I went to the venue. I tried to sleep on the floor. We went to get some food. Then we played a show. Then I went to a bar. Then we got back on. We got on an airplane. It was like I didn't see any of Thailand. So you do get to go to a lot of places, but you don't necessarily get to see a lot of places.
Did you guys get to see Russia at all? Did you guys get to like do anything? No.
We were there. We were in Moscow for 2 days, or Moscow for 1 day, St. Petersburg for 1 day. Flew right back to Germany where we were doing.
Who did you guys play with in Russia?
We were headlining, but it was a break between. We were on tour with Linkin Park. Their Project Revolution tour in Germany, and there was a 2-day break, or like 2.5 day, whatever, and so it kind of worked out that we could get to and from Russia, so we did that, and then it turned out there was a 2-day break because they were playing in Moscow the same night we were, so it kind of, freak show at Red Square, so it kind of interfered with our show a little bit. We still had a great show, and the promoter understood. He's like, he's so this would have sold out if it hadn't been for Linkin Park, But it was. I mean, we just went over there for the first time by ourselves. And we had great shows, and it was kind of a surprise. It's like the first time we went to Australia and we sold out venues. We were like, this is for us. This is weird, We didn't even have I don't think we have albums released in those countries.
Australia has such a kick-ass rock and metal scene.
Oh yeah.
We get so many bands from there that just, can you play us? Would you please? Hell yeah, we'll play. You guys are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we play you guys?
Yeah, some of the biggest bands in Australia are metalcore bands.
Yeah.
Like Parkway Drive, I've heard multiple times. It's like one of the biggest bands in Australia.
There's a band I'm interviewing again from Australia next Monday, and it's 9 a.m. I have to interview them because it's 11 p.m. their time.
Oh yeah.
So I did it before, and that's how we had to do it. I was in the morning, and they were at middle of the night. So, so what do you guys? You guys are on the full Warped Tour, and then after that, you guys gonna push the album? You guys gonna headline the tour and?
Yeah, we're doing some international headlining dates. Going right into those when this tour ends. We fly straight to the UK from the last day of this tour.
Okay.
And we're doing international stuff. It's kind of like our farewell tours and the places where we are kind of like our bigger markets. Unfortunately can't hit everywhere. That we've in the past 12 years, but and then we come back. And we start, the 1st of October, we started our final U.S. run, and it's about 7 weeks worth of shows. And
home by Thanksgiving.
Yeah, home by
last show before Thanksgiving.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna have to try and hook you guys up in England, because we have a DJ in England.
Cool.
And it's funny because he goes on at noon his time, which is 6 o'clock a.m. and our time. But I'm trying to find out exactly what city he's in, so maybe he can find you guys out there, because he's we call it is Roadkill.
Right.
Is his on-air name, but
Nice.
but yeah, I'll try and get you guys hooked up over there. He can get an interview with you guys.
That'd be great.
Because that would be great getting, you know, on your last leg of the tour, and you know, you guys. So what is after it's over? What are you guys gonna do? Are you guys just gonna kind of go home, relax, and breathe a little bit before maybe another project, or
Maybe take the holidays off, but
Yeah.
definitely trying to.
Yeah, there's not really. I mean, I think if you want to do anything after this, you can't really sit around too
Bide
long.
your time.
You know, it's,
Yeah.
I just get really bored when I do that.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I mean, it kind of ends at a great time of the year because we can, you know, there's Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then we can just kind of start fresh. You know,
Yeah.
anybody that's doing whatever anybody's doing after this band, we can just start fresh in January 1.
is there any
you know?
talks, any secrets that maybe we can throw out there? or-
Nothing really solid. I mean,
No.
everybody. I think it's just kind of that exciting thing that we can do whatever we want to. Because, I mean, we always could, but you know, there's always a large amount of energy that has to be devoted to Anberlin because it's such a long running big thing in our lives.
Right.
But you know, now that that's coming to an end and you know it's being put to bed, it's, you know, we have all this energy that we can devote to anything, and it's a really
Yeah.
exciting thing to think about, especially for me because I haven't done anything else over these 12 years other than devote my time and energy to Anberlin. So it's exciting to kind of start over after 12 years. I mean, the last time I did that was 2002 when we started this band. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
Just gonna see what happens, huh? And
I mean, everyone has different plans. It would be
Yeah.
it'd be different for each guy. You know, I know most of the guys don't want to be on the road anymore, or even kind of like start a new project or whatever. I think most guys are trying to work from home, but stay in the music industry probably in some capacity. I think Dion and I are the only guys that want to keep touring and playing
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff.
yeah, now you guys that have different bands, you guys can hook up and tour with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, whatever we want to do, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's great. It's
Blank
really
slate.
cool.
It's a blank slate, which, you know, it sucks that Anberlin is ending. It really does.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's not what I want at all. But if it is the case, having a blank slate is actually extremely refreshing because you don't have any preconceived. No one will have any preconceived notions, or you know, it's like for Anberlin's band, it's been a band for so long. We've grown so much that we're not the same band that started in 2002, but a lot of people look at us through the lens of what they thought of the band in 2002. They're like, oh, that Christian emo band. And it's just like, we're not that at all. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, to judge us off of our first record after 7 records is so bizarre to me, but that's just how it is. That's just bands, you know what I mean? As much as you may progress and is like interesting and like it developed your sound might become, people will always be like, oh, that Christian emo band. It's just, so it's nice to not have that kind of, not necessarily hanging over you, but there's just, you know, you're starting fresh and there is no judgment. You don't have that whatever weight or, you know, that lens that people are looking at you through. So
Yeah.
It goes from side project to new project, you know,
Yeah.
which is there's a huge difference. You know, I don't think, you know, it's like compare it the same as
yeah,
you know.
and you're
it's
not
like-
being judged on what your main project is because there is no more main project. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Any guys that are in this band now that have had side projects, just like, oh, it's the side project from the dude from Anberlin.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he's in Anberlin and this is his side thing. You
Yeah.
know?
Now it's just, this is you.
Yeah.
And that's how it's gonna go, huh?
Absolutely.
So well, that's good. You know, it's good to get a new slate, like you said, and be able to do what you want, you know, get a whole different sound, and
Yeah.
and really kind of take on a whole new persona of what you want to do.
Absolutely.
So where are you guys from? Where are you going home to after the tour's over to?
I'm from Seattle originally.
Okay.
I just moved to St. Petersburg where Dion lived as well.
Oh, okay.
St. Petersburg, Florida. Our drummer lives in Tampa. Our singer lives in Nashville now. Our other guitar player lives in Austin. But we're in Florida.
Okay, we're getting a lot of bass from that. Yeah, I'm watching the game. I'm like, holy shit,
Oh, yeah.
that's not us talking.
No.
But so when you guys are gonna be in the UK, when is the final dates here in the US?
It'll be October through Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially.
And then right before Thanksgiving, you said that's your last
Last
day.
show, yeah.
Where's that at?
That'll be in Orlando.
Oh, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be at home.
The last few shows are in Florida. So.
Yeah, so we're going home, so everybody, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be intense.
We kind of talked about it. I mean, just offhand, like, man, it kind of would be awesome to not end at home because it's gonna feel really weird going home after that last show, you know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, having your final show at home is, you know, it's very appropriate.
Yeah.
You know, that's where we started and that's where we should end. You know, it's.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is kind of what your fans, your home base fans would expect, you know.
Yeah.
So
If
it is
you
probably.
didn't do it there, they'd be like, "What? What? Last show in Denver."
Yeah, we-
They'd be like, "Why Denver?"
We made our first show in Orlando, so you know it's very fitting to do.
If we were to pick it by like
biggest market,
we'd probably do it in Salt Lake City. Honestly, for some reason we're like massive in Salt Lake City. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we'll sell more tickets there probably than anywhere on
Wow.
tours usually.
Salt
Yeah.
Lake City.
It's super random, but it's great. We love that city.
Hey, whoever buys the albums, let's go.
Yeah. Highest bidder, last show.
Yeah.
That's what we should have done.
Yeah.
Maybe do like a day off show over there, kind of like in between, and maybe sneak up on them.
We'll do an eBay auction of our last show location.
There you go. Oh yeah, all of them to get together and just throw all their money in there. Well, guys, I wish you guys the best.
Thank you.
I hope to see you guys on down the road at some other project or whatever. And you know, it is kind of, you know, I don't want to say sad because it's not really sad. It's sad the band's ending, but it's not sad for, you know, because you guys go out and, you know, there's always something new and
Yeah.
you know, and
And I like to say that, I mean, even though the band won't be around, there's still the music. You know,
Right.
7 albums and a B-sides album and a live album out there. So I mean, I feel like, you know, we're leaving behind a big catalog that we're very proud of, and I just hope that our current fans continue to enjoy that, and it'll be awesome if new people discover us throughout the years, even though we're not around. I mean, that's, you know, a lot of the first bands that I discovered when I ventured out on my own for music were bands that were already broken up, you know. So it's really cool to think about that. It's just kind of, even though we're going away, the music doesn't. It just,
well, even if, you know, you guys tour and they're like, you know, somebody might say, well, who is this band? And like, well, that's the guy that used to be in Anberlin, and then they'll be like, maybe they never heard of you, and they go out and, you know,
Absolutely.
just hopefully, you know, you won't stop printing Anberlin for a while, just, you know, because I mean, if you stop doing the CDs, then you might run out, so.
well, this day and age, that's kind of this double-edged sword of digital music, is that even though it has caused so many problems in the music industry, it's also expanded the ability for bands to go to where they've never been before, and also
People to
to
find
stick
music.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Because,
you
I mean,
couldn't
it's-
find a record if you're at a record store. Record stores where people used to sell CDs.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that used to be called a record store,
Yeah. But it, you know, you can
You were
basically
subject to what they
find.
had.
You can find anything on the internet now.
The
so.
best record store we ever had, I'm from Northwest Indiana. The best record store we ever had was called Headwish Records in Headwish, Illinois. The best place ever. And it was just, we would go there and just look at albums basically. Sometimes we might buy one or whatever, but yeah, I bought my first album there, Kiss Rock and Roll Over.
Nice.
That's where I bought my first album. And we just love going there.
What's weird to me is kids, they're like the younger generations aren't gonna have that experience, and it's a really weird. It's a weird thing because I used to do the same thing. Just go to the record store and just look through, just
Buy
like
albums based on album covers. Or,
album
Yeah.
covers, like the label they were on, album covers, and like, or if I was looking through a band that I liked, their thank yous, I'd go and check out all the bands they thanked, and be like, oh, I've never heard them, and like, go look, you know. And it's weird to me that kids these days won't really have that experience. You know what I
You
mean?
go
It's
there
like-
and say, what is Eddie gonna look like this year, or on this album cover for Iron
Yeah,
Maiden, or what is Dio looking like? You know, what's his art? You know, and
It's like kids are looking at music on a computer screen and like a little thumbnail of artwork. They used to mean a lot. You know what I mean? It's like I used to like sit on my bed and just read through, you know, the book and just look at the art and like take it all in. It's like a full experience while listening to the record, and it's like I don't really think that happens anymore. Not so much. You know.
I had Pink Floyd's The Wall opened up on my wall.
Yeah.
You know, because it was cool.
Yeah.
You know, same thing with Dark Side of the Moon, and I mean, they were just, the art was just there. You know? And like you said, now it's just,
A thumbnail.
yeah, that's it. All right, guys, I'll let you go so you guys can go enjoy yourselves a little bit. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. You got Mr. Dick and Slider here on Asgard Radio at Warped Tour 2014.